Pandemic, a word added to our everyday lives and conversations by a stroke of fate, or a bat, if I may say so, will always be closely associated with COVID 19 for all of us. But today, we're here to talk about the other pandemic, the one that's not visibly taking lives right now, but has the potential to change the world as we know it and threaten our lives in ways we won't even notice. Single-use plastic and how COVID has amplified its usage. While single-use plastic has emerged as a clear savior in the fight against COVID, the short-term benefits cannot outweigh the long-term threat. In this video, we will be discussing the following. How has COVID amplified the use of single-use plastic? How do we manage plastic waste? What are the long-term implications of plastic on the environment? And most importantly, what can be done about this? So, how has COVID amplified the use of single-use plastic? Firstly, the use of personal protective equipment or PPE. The human-to-human nature of COVID transmission necessitated the use of PPE such as face masks, face shields, goggles, gowns, gloves, etc. for the health workers as well as the general public. Polypropylene, a non-woven material that can be used only once, is largely used in the making of PPE. This increased use of PPE is the main factor behind the increase in manufacturing and distribution of plastic, especially after the frontline health workers faced a shortage of these essentials in May 2020. Secondly, the surge in online ordering and home delivery services. The total and partial lockdowns across the globe and the increased emphasis on social distancing have led people to rely on online shopping, takeaway, and home delivery services for essentials and non-essentials alike. The pandemic has also induced a novel form of consumer demand and behavioral changes like panic buying and stockpiling of food items. All this has contributed to a higher need of single-use plastic carry bags and other plastic-based packaging. Thirdly, the reversal of the ban on single-use plastic. Amid the concerns of cross-contamination by reusing of plastic bags and containers, many countries have temporarily revoked or deferred the single-use plastic bans. For example, in the beginning of 2020, US was planning to ban plastic straws and takeout containers to mandate the use of reusable bags and straws. Due to the coronavirus outbreak, however, this was stalled. Lastly, the decline in oil and petroleum prices during lockdown 2020. Contrary to the current situation, oil and petroleum prices were actually falling during 2020, owing to the reduced transportation activities during the pandemic-induced lockdowns. This led to a drastic decrease in the cost of manufacturing plastic, making it the more economically viable option over plastic recycling. This has, of course, further added up to the unsustainable plastic supply rate, mismanaged plastic waste generation, and a decreased rate of plastic recycling. How is plastic waste managed? From the treatment and disposal perspectives, mechanical recycling, incineration, and landfilling are the most widely employed methods for plastic waste management worldwide. Given the unprecedented surge in waste generation, plastic recycling across the globe has seen a sharp decline in the time of the pandemic. Restricted physical collaboration due to social distancing and staff shortage is also limiting the plastic recycling programs across the globe. Incineration is a WHO recommended thermal treatment method, but without the proper pollution control and equipment, it could cause emission of harmful gases. Landfilling is the most commonly used method for the disposal of plastic waste, despite being the least preferred option in the waste management hierarchy. Excessive landfilling could lead to leaching of toxic chemicals, leakage, mismanagement, or open burning of plastic waste, thereby resulting in an increased environmental footprint. But why all this discussion on plastics? Do plastics really affect the environment in the long run? Yes, and in many ways. Once released in the open environments, plastic waste can induce sewage system blockage in towns and cities, negatively affecting water percolation and land productivity. Mismanaged plastic waste also finds its way into the oceans ultimately via land based waterways. Further, the environmental factors like UV radiation, Wind, velocity, sunlight, and other physical processes result in the fragmentation of littered plastic particles into smaller plastic debris like micro and nanoplastics, contaminating terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Recent studies have also highlighted that the polymeric constituents of surgical masks and packaging material consumed during the pandemic may act as a potential source of microplastic pollution globally if continued to dispose of inappropriately. The size and appearance of used PPEs and their fragmented debris in the water bodies can lead to their consumption by marine species as food, ultimately adversely influencing the entire food chain. Moving on to the very important part, what can be done about this? Collection and analysis of municipal data on the quantity and type of waste, enhancement of waste management systems, segregation and scientific decontamination of plastic medical waste for eventual safe recycling, incineration of plastic waste at a temperature range of 900 to 1200 degrees Celsius, sustainable, rational use of PPE and other plastics, creating synergies among the academia and government to increase awareness on sustainable production, use, and disposal of plastics. I know all of these are macro level suggestions. So, what can you and I do? 1. Use PPE rationally. 2. Google safe disposal of PPE and follow it. 3. Refuse plastic cutlery when you order from Zomato the next time. 4. Switch to reusable metallic straws and bamboo brushes. 5. Support your local waste management authorities by segregating your plastic waste. 6. A number of local social enterprises are collecting used PPE to be converted into useful items. Reach out and support.